Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and I'm going to be hydro dipping a pair of AirPods. This is not a real pair, but I figured it would work as a good test to see how it turns out. I've already taken out the earbuds and set them aside, and this is actually my second attempt. This is my first one, and it turned out pretty well for my first time ever hydro dipping. There's a little spot right here where there's paint missing, same thing with up here. And then the button, I didn't have a very good cutout for it. And same thing for the bottom. But all together, these turned out pretty well. There's a little bit on the inside too, which is just the white primer. So I feel like with these ones being black, it showed up a lot easier. But since these ones are white, the white primer will not show up inside as much. I've been seeing a lot of cool hydro dipping videos lately on YouTube, and I just figured I would give it a try. This one I've already started taping up. I've taped up the button on the back, and I figured I'd make a video just showing how I do it in case anyone else is interested in trying and wants to know how mine turn out too. So first off, I wiped everything down with isopropyl alcohol to try and get off any oils that would stop the tape from sticking well. And an issue with these is going to be the water getting inside, because these are electronics. So I'm trying to tape off the button on the back, the port on the bottom, the hinge, and this inside piece right here, so to try and prevent the water from getting in. These ones, they still work. As you can see, maybe the light still turns on. So I have high hopes that these ones will work too afterwards. And a piece of advice, make sure that you wear gloves, because I forgot to on my first one, and now my hand is stuck like this for a little while. But so this is a second attempt, and I'm going to continue taping off everything, and then I'll get back to you when I'm done with that. So when you're going to cut this bottom piece, I find what works best is to kind of cut a slit in it, and then take your lightning cable and push it in through the slit, and then to try to just cut around the lightning cable, and that way you don't have to insert it after you cut it, because it could pull some of the tape in and mess up your lines completely. So it's better to do this first and then cut your lines. I think I'll use this time while I'm working on this to talk about the channel and what's been going on, why I haven't uploaded in like a month. I really do want to be uploading more videos. The main issue right now is a lot of the videos I make involve things from AliExpress, which, as most people know, comes from China, and takes a long time for things to get here from China. So that's my main holdup, is waiting on things to ship here. I have some that's supposed to be here sometime either this week or next, which I'll be making a video on, and then I have a couple more things coming in that I'll be making videos on, and I'm not sure when they're going to be here. But I do want to make more videos, and I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading recently, but just waiting on things to get here. That's what's taking so long. And the winner for the giveaway of the i30s was announced. I am still waiting on that person to reply to my email, so I'll put the winner in this video right now so y'all can see who it is, and if they're watching, then they can maybe check their email and reply to me so I can get those shipped out. And these are actually the i60s, so I'm probably not gonna be giving them away, but I do have more pairs coming in, so I'll be doing more giveaways in the future. Mine is I'm gonna use two pieces side by side, and then I'm gonna show you how I get ready to cut it. So once I have the whole surface covered with the tape, I'm just going to press this closed hard so it makes a nice seam where I can cut. And you can see it kind of bent up right there because it's too thick. So we're gonna try and press that down with the knife, maybe see if we can get it down a little bit more. If not, we might have to reposition it. No, there we go, looks good. And then same with the other side. I'm just gonna press it down a little bit and then press it in. And then now all I have to do is cut around in these lines right here. And then should be good to go with this part, and next is just the hinge. Okay, so now I have this part taped up, covering up the holes. And if you want to take extra precautions, you can stick some like paper towels in there, like underneath the tape, to make sure that no water can, any water that does get in gets like absorbed by that. But I'm not gonna do that, because the way we're gonna be dipping is holding it like this, and so most of the water that's gonna get on here is just gonna land in this part and isn't gonna actually touch any of the important electronics. So that's not that big of a deal. It does have a hard time closing with the tape on there, but with my last one I did, it was okay, so it should be okay again. But yeah, this is as tight as I could get it, and then it has a tiny gap right there. So we're gonna see if it turns out okay, and I think it will. But now we just gotta do this hinge right here, and then I think we'll be ready for primer, which I'm using white primer for this to kind of match with the white, and anything that gets in here will kind of blend in. So I'm gonna go ahead and tape off the hinge real quick, and I'll be right back. One other thing I forgot to say is make sure that you're not cutting too deep, because it will leave scratches in the plastic, which will mess up when you dip. I don't know if you can see, but there's a small scratch right here from where I was trying to cut that, and I went too deep. But yeah, so just be careful with that, and try and get it into the grooves that are already there, because that will save you from having issues later on, or it looking weird later on. Okay, so now I have it all taped up and all the holes are covered, and I'm gonna take a paper towel and some more isopropyl alcohol. I wouldn't use cotton balls for this. I did that on my last one and just got little strands everywhere, which made it more difficult. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and just wipe off any other stuff that got on it while I was doing this. There will be some sticky residue from the tape, and make sure to try and get all that off. Okay, so I think that I have all of the small pieces off and all of the sticky stuff from the tape. Actually, no, there's a little bit right there. It's harder to see it on the white case than it was on the black case, but just try and get off as much as you can see. One issue is my hands are covered in paint, and as I touch it, the paint kind of flakes off onto it. So I'm gonna try and stop touching it so much, and I'm going to get a paper towel, wipe off any little pieces of dust that are stuck on there now from the other paper towel. Just try and get as clean as possible, and then we're gonna go spray the primer on it. So I'm gonna see you downstairs where I'm gonna be doing the primer. All right, I just want to make this clear that this is not a tutorial. This is for educational purposes only. And do not do this unless you are an expert like I am. No, just kidding, I'm not, but I am not responsible for if you do this and your AirPods get messed up. I just want to put that out there. I keep finding things I want to fix. I keep getting dirt on this somehow, man. All right, 1 second. I'm gonna wipe it off one more time. Then we're just gonna go ahead and spray it. Oh God, it's gonna bother me so much. All right. I'm gonna spray it with the primer. Alright. It's gonna be small. You know, this is not a tutorial actually. This is just me talking about what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So yeah, we wanna do a little bit is what I think to myself. And I'm gonna turn it this way. Yes, yes, yes. Now, one issue I had with last time, and I'm having the same issue now, is getting the top of it. So I'm gonna try like this. This is why you wear gloves, kids. No. This is also why you stay in the ventilated area. I am not in the ventilated area, so do not follow my lead. That looks really cool just as a matte white. I like it. Alright, there should be enough primer. This stuff dries pretty quick, so we're going to be back in a little bit, and I'm going to show you how to actually do the dipping into the bucket. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I finally got the camera adjusted and mounted. I'm really hoping it doesn't fall into the water and get hydro dipped because I just got it. But the primer should be dry now. It looks very matte and cool. I actually kind of like this look. Oh man, I'm getting my dirty hands all over it. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the sprays, we're going to take our paints, and we're going to start putting them into the water. I don't know what they freaking do with these spray cans. They make them so hard to open sometimes. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to go one after the other. So it makes these kind of waves. And they want to be quick so it doesn't dry in the water before we dip. So it's kind of hard to see the red because it's in a red bucket. But it's there. Let's see. So now I'm going to try and find another place. Like I said earlier, we're going to go in for sideways. Oh, that looks cool right there. Alright, so we're going to go in sideways, slowly. Alright. There it is. That looks really cool. There's kind of a bald spot over here, but I think that the colors look really nice. So I'm not going to mess it up and try and redip it. I would not suggest redipping it. That can get really messy. So I'm just going to stick with this. We're going to let it dry, and then, oh no, I touched it. Make sure you don't touch it or else it'll go a bald spot like that. So we're going to let it dry, and then we're going to do a clear coat on it, and we're going to do a couple clear coats just to make sure nothing gets messed up. So I'll let you know when it's done drying, and I'll show you the clear coat. Okay, so now at this point I still have not opened the case or taken off any of the stickers that I put to cover the holes, because I'm going to be applying the clear coat, which is gloss, crystal clear, or plastic or more. And I'm just going to do the same thing we did with the primer, just a couple coats. And this will just help the paint not get scratched off as easily. And so it's good to wait a minute or two between coats. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before to get the bottom of it. And I'm not wearing gloves this time, but this is clear coat, so it'll be fine. So yeah, so spray it on. So it's looking kind of glossy. I recommend you be 8 to 10 inches away. And that's looking good. Alright, so now that I finished up with that, I'm going to show you the results back inside. I'm going to remove the stickers and open it up and see if they still work. Okay, so now we're going to try and pair and see if that still works after being painted. And as I said earlier, the AirPods being used are not real. These are the i60 TWS, which I did a review on recently. And as you can see, the pop-up still comes up. I closed them, so I don't know if it's still going to work, but let's see. Yeah, there you go, and it's connected. And you take them out, and it says up here that they are connected. So, and I'm on 12.3.1. So, the i60s are still working, and if you have this pair, like if you have the i60s and you're scared of like people thinking that they aren't real because they don't have the logo on the back, I mean, this is just a cool way to kind of cover that up. And now we're going to test to see if the wireless charging still works, since these are the i60s which have wireless charging. So you place it face down and the ring turns blue, which means that it is charging. So the wireless charging function does still work even after painting these. So as you can see, it's still charging in there. So altogether, I think this all turned out really well, and I now have a nice custom pair of AirPods. Yeah, it didn't mess up the electronics for me, and it didn't mess up the electronics in this one either. They already kind of did have like a problem, but the light still comes on and they still say that they're pairing, but the W1 chip does not work with them for some reason. So altogether, I feel like this is a really cool experiment to try out, and I think I'm going to try hydro dipping some more stuff in the future. I really like how it has like a texture that it puts on the like lines from where the paint kind of was in different thicknesses, which I think is really cool. And I think it's really cool how you can make it whatever you want with different colors, and you can customize it to be whatever you like. And either way, I think it's going to turn out looking cool. So yep, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and like I said earlier, I am going to be trying to get some more videos out soon. I'm just waiting on some packages to come in and get a review done for them, so be looking out for that. And I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what else you might like to see me try, because I can try doing this again with some other pairs maybe if you enjoyed it, and maybe I can hydro dip some other stuff in the future. But I hope that you enjoyed, and peace out.